Most men carry a lie they don't even know they're living in, a quiet, unspoken belief that has destroyed more good men than heartbreak ever has. Manipulative women prey on weak men. But here's the truth, the uncomfortable truth nobody warns you about. Covert narcissists don't hunt weakness, they hunt strength. They hunt the men who feel deeply, the men who stay loyal even when it hurts, the men who can absorb chaos, stabilize a room, and still show compassion. They hunt the men who were raised to solve problems, not walk away from them. Because to a covert narcissist, your empathy isn't just attractive, it's a resource, a power source, a supply she can drain for years. She doesn't pick you because you're naive. She picks you because you have emotional intelligence, something she lacks. She picks you because you're patient patience she can exploit. She picks you because you're stability she can hide behind. And the deadliest part? You don't realize you're being targeted because it doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like being chosen. It feels like being seen, admired, understood in a way you've always wanted. But she didn't choose you to love you. She chose you because your strengths make you easy to use and nearly impossible to escape. Today, we're going to expose why nice guys are the prime targets, and why the very qualities you're proud of became the scent that drew a predator straight to you. Let's begin. Before we go any deeper, you need to understand what you were dealing with. Because a covert narcissist is not the loud, arrogant villain most men imagine. She is the opposite. Quiet, sensitive, soft-spoken, even fragile. But behind that gentle exterior sits a fractured identity held together by shame, insecurity, and an addiction to external validation. Unlike the overt narcissist who brags, dominates, and demands attention, the covert narcissist manipulates through subtlety. A sigh, a guilt trip, a shaky voice, a tear at the perfect moment. She plays the victim so convincingly that even you start to question your reality. Her entire personality is a mask, a performance designed to hide the truth. She cannot regulate her own emotions, she cannot tolerate criticism, and she cannot hold a stable sense of self. So she latches onto someone who can. Someone steady, someone empathetic, someone she can drain without being exposed. Understanding this doesn't excuse her behavior, but it explains why you were targeted, and why escaping her grip feels harder than you ever expected. Here's the part that stings, not because it's cruel, but because it's true. You were never her partner, not in the way you thought, not in the way you hoped. To a covert narcissist, a partner requires reciprocity, effort, emotional presence, all things she cannot tolerate giving. So instead, she casts you into a different role, her supply. Supply isn't love. Supply is fuel. It's emotional labor, validation, stability, status, admiration, everything she cannot create within herself. From the beginning, she studied you. She mirrored your values, your kindness, your dreams, not because she shared them, but because she needed to secure a long-term source of support. That's why the early stage felt magical. That wasn't connection, that was recruitment. And once she had you, the shift began. Affection became occasional, appreciation became rare, and your efforts became expected. You weren't being loved, you were being harvested. Your emotional intelligence regulated her chaos. Your stability hid her instability. Your reputation enhanced her image. Your loyalty kept her secrets intact. You thought you were building a relationship. She thought she had acquired a resource. And until you see that difference clearly, you'll never understand why leaving feels so much harder than staying. The first reason covert narcissists hunt nice guys is simple. You make the perfect caretaker. Not because you're weak, but because you were raised to believe that love is something you earn through effort, patience, and sacrifice. To her, that mindset is a goldmine. A covert narcissist is an emotional black hole. No matter how much reassurance, attention, or kindness you pour in, it never fills, never lasts, never satisfies. And where most men would walk away, you stay. You keep giving. You keep trying. You keep believing that if you just do one more thing, she'll finally be happy. She noticed that instantly, so she positions you as her emotional parent, the one who calms her moods, absorbs her fears, fixes her crises, and cushions the fallout of every bad decision she makes. You cook, you clean, you manage details she forgets, you apologize for things she caused, you carry the weight of the relationship while she carries nothing. And the cruelest part? She rewrites the narrative to make it seem like you're doing the bare minimum. Your sacrifices become expected. Your extra effort becomes not enough. Your care becomes the baseline she stands on, not something she values. She didn't choose you because you're a pushover. She chose you because your endurance, consistency, and loyalty allow her to be dysfunctional without consequences. In her world, that makes you priceless and completely exploitable. Beneath every covert narcissist is a truth she will never admit. She carries a deep, burning core of shame. A shame so overwhelming, so threatening, that she must push it onto someone else just to survive emotionally. And that's where you come in. To her, you are the ideal scapegoat. Not because you deserve blame, but because you won't fight it. You're conflict avoidant. You value peace over being right. You apologize quickly, even when you're confused. You try to keep the relationship stable, which makes you the perfect container for all the emotions she refuses to feel. When she forgets something, it becomes your fault. When she overreacts, you triggered her. When she's insecure, you didn't reassure her enough. And slowly, subtly, the emotional gravity shifts. Her flaws become your responsibilities. She projects her jealousy, her anger, her irresponsibility onto you, because it frees her from ever having to confront it in herself. And over time, you begin to question your own judgment. You start asking, maybe it was my fault? That doubt is exactly what she wants, because a man who doubts himself is a man she can control. In her world, you're not just the caretaker. You're the designated villain, the perfect place to stash the darkness she refuses to face. The third reason covert narcissists target nice guys is something most men never see until it's too late. You make the perfect human shield. A covert narcissist cannot survive without a mask. A carefully crafted public image of innocence, sweetness, and quiet goodness. But that image is fragile. It cracks easily. So she needs someone whose reputation, kindness, and stability can protect it. That someone is you. Your character becomes her camouflage. Your social credibility becomes her shelter. Your kindness becomes the proof that she's a wonderful partner. Because if a respected, emotionally steady man loves her, then she must be the real victim, right? In public, she is soft-spoken, gentle, even humble. People adore her. They say, "You're lucky to have her." Meanwhile, behind closed doors, she withdraws affection, nitpicks, guilt trips, or freezes you out entirely, and you keep quiet. You cover for her moods. You explain away her coldness. You hide the truth because you're trying to protect the relationship, not realizing you're actually protecting her mask. This is why she chose you. If she dated someone toxic, her behavior would be exposed instantly. But with you, the decent man, the stable man, she looks like an angel, and you become the shield that keeps her darkness unseen. There is one trap covert narcissists rely on more than any other: reactive abuse. It's the moment where your explosion becomes her evidence. But to understand it, you have to see the setup. She doesn't start with rage. She starts small: a dismissive comment, a guilt trip, a subtle insult disguised as concern. Then she denies it. Then she flips it. Then she does it again. hour after hour, day after day, until your nervous system is stretched so thin that even a whisper can snap it. And eventually, you do snap. You raise your voice. You slam a door. You say something sharp, something you regret the second it leaves your mouth. But watch her face in that moment. She won't look scared. She'll look relieved. Because this is what she's been engineering all along. Proof that you are angry, unstable, toxic. She provoked the storm, so she could point to the thunder and say, "See, that's why I act this way." And because you're a decent man, a self-reflective man, you believe her. You drown in guilt. You apologize. You promise to be better. And the cycle resets. Reactive abuse isn't you losing control. It's her manufacturing a moment that she can weaponize for the rest of the relationship. If you've ever wondered why you couldn't walk away, even when the relationship was draining you, confusing you, or breaking you, the answer is simple and scientific. You were trauma bonded. A trauma bond forms when affection and abuse are mixed in unpredictable cycles. The highs are intoxicating, the lows are devastating, and your brain learns to cling to the moments of relief like they're oxygen. Every withdrawal she gives you, every silent treatment, every cold shoulder creates anxiety and panic in your nervous system, and every small moment of warmth afterward, a smile, a hug, a compliment, releases dopamine and oxytocin straight into your bloodstream. That combination is chemically addictive. It's the same pattern used in casinos, abusive households, and cults. Your brain isn't bonding to her. It's bonding to the cycle, and that's why you stayed. Not because you were naive, not because you were weak, but because your biology was being manipulated. Once you understand that, you can finally forgive yourself and begin to break free. Here's the part most men never hear. You don't escape a covert narcissist by being nicer, calmer, or more patient. You escape by becoming a man she cannot manipulate. A man with boundaries. A real man isn't defined by how much he can endure. He's defined by what he refuses to tolerate. The first boundary is emotional control. Covert narcissists feed on reactions: outrage, confusion, guilt. So the most powerful move you can make is this: don't react to provocation. Silence, distance, and composure destroy their script. The second boundary is time. You don't have to stay in a conversation that's disrespectful or circular. You can say, "I'm not discussing this," while you're raising your voice, and walk away, not to punish, but to protect your sanity. The third boundary is leaving. Not threatened, not yelled, not debated, decided. Every man needs a line that says, "If this happens again, I'm done." Because a boundary without consequences is just a suggestion. And here's the truth many men need to hear. You don't heal by fixing a narcissist. You heal by fixing the part of yourself that thought you had to save her. A real man doesn't lose himself trying to earn love. He knows his worth. He chooses peace over chaos. He walks away from manipulation without needing permission. And once you embody that version of yourself, no narcissist will ever target you again. Here's the truth you may not have realized until this moment. She didn't choose you because you were weak. She chose you because you were powerful. Your empathy, your stability, your loyalty, those were never flaws. They were qualities she could never create in herself, so she tried to steal them from you. But now you're waking up. You're seeing the pattern. You're seeing the cycle. And once a man becomes aware, the spell is broken. Remember this: empathy without boundaries becomes self-destruction. But empathy with boundaries, that is strength. That is masculinity. That is freedom. And if this video felt like it was speaking directly to your life, you're not alone. Millions of good men have lived this story, and millions have walked out stronger on the other side. In the next video, we're diving into How to break the trauma bond, step by step. You do not want to miss it. So hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and drop a comment below. What was the exact moment you realized your kindness was being used against you? I'll see you in the comments. Stay strong.